Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we are going to look at centralizing our configuration for microservices using Spring Boot config server. So let's get started. So the first thing that we need to do is create another Spring Boot project, which actually holds your config server. So I have created one and I have named it config server. And just going through the POM of my Spring Boot config server, I'm actually inheriting the project again from my parent dependency, and I'm managing all my Spring Boot versions in my parent dependency itself. So that's the first thing that I have done. The second thing that I have done is added another dependency, which is a Spring Cloud config server. So this is the only other dependency that you need to get your config server running. And the next thing that I have done is that in my main Spring Boot application class, which is a config server application, I have added another annotation called enable config server. So the Spring Cloud config server can either use Git or SVN or HashiCorp Vault as the source of the configuration. So Git being the most popular, we're going to set up our config server to use Git as our config source. I am under the application.properties config file within my config server Spring Boot project. And over here, I have specified the server.port as 8888. This is by convention on the port on which the config server runs. And I'm also specifying the config server git URI. So in order to hold my configuration, I have created a separate repository. So I'm actually specifying the git URI of the path of my repository. And then the next parameter that I'm specifying is the branch from where it needs to fetch the configuration. Now let's start our config server and see what is the URI that I need to access. So let me run my config server. So my config server has started and Tomcat has started on port 8888. So when I open localhost 8888, it just brings me to the default white label error page that a Spring Boot application shows. So what is the URL that I need to access? So that's something that we need to understand. So in terms of the config server, there is a particular naming convention. So you have the base URL, which is localhost 8888. In my case, that's where my config server is running. And in order to access a particular configuration, I need to specify the name of the config file without the extension. Before I move any further, I'm just going to show you what sort of configuration I have available in my car marketplace config repository. So in my config repository, I have an application.yaml configuration. And in this configuration, I'm just specifying some basic configuration for a database connection, like the DB host name and the port name. So if I have to access that configuration using my config server, so how do I do that? So the convention is that you need to specify your base URL, which is in my case is localhost 8888. And then I need to specify the configuration file name without the extension. So in my case, if I want to access application, then I will just specify application. And after this, I need to specify the profile. So I haven't actually created any profiles yet. So it will actually fall under my default profile. So if I say default and press enter, this will then load my configuration. So you can see that I'm now loading my configuration from my application.yaml and I have the dv.host and the dv.port configured in there. So moving on, what if I only wanted to apply a particular configuration only to one particular microservice? For example, if I have a configuration like server.port and I want to set a value for the server.port using my config server and only apply it to the car info service and not the other services, then what do I do in that case? So there is a convention for that. And what I need to do is create a config file in my config service, which actually matches the Spring application name. So when that match happens, it only picks up the properties on my config server from that particular config file. For example, For my car info service, I am actually overriding the server.port from my config server. So if I go into my car marketplace config repository, and if I go into the car info service.yaml, you can see that I am overriding the server.port for that particular service to be 8082. So whenever my car info service starts, it will actually start Tomcat on that port. So just to demonstrate a bit further on how the config server is working, I have created a new class called dbconfig within my car info service. And I'm fetching the dbconfig properties, the host and the port name using this class. So I have auto-wired the Spring configuration. I'm picking up the db configuration property, and which is basically loading the host name and the port name in these two variables. And again, just for the demonstration, I have created a new endpoint, which is /config using the get mapping. And I am auto wiring my dbconfig and getting the connection string from my dbconfig. Let's run my car info service now and see how it fetches the configuration properties. So my car info service has started on localhost port 8082. So let me go into API and /car and /config. So if I hit that endpoint, you can see it's loading the properties config server localhost and port 1433. This information is actually being fetched from my application.yaml properties in my car marketplace config repository, which is being loaded via the config server. And you can see that I also have the DB host and DB port configuration properties available locally within my microservice under the application.properties file. So let me stop my config server for now, and then we will see what happens. So I am stopping my config server now, and I'll restart my car info service again. And then once it restarts, we will go back into the browser and see what it actually does. Oh, so now I can't even run my car info service. The reason for that is that it can't actually fetch the port. It can't actually fetch a different port. And it continues using the locally configured port, which is port 8080. And that's why it can't start, because port 8080 is already being used. So I'll just temporarily change my locally configured server.port in my application.property so that I can get the car info service running. So I have changed it to the port 8082, and let me start it again. Okay, so this time the server has started up. Let me go back to the previous browser window and let me hit back that config URL again. And now you can see that instead of loading those properties from the config server, it actually loads the properties from the locally present application.properties file. So this demonstrates the use of the Spring Cloud config server using a Git repository as a config source. And I hope you find this video useful, and thanks a lot for watching.